first, yeah. Is there a motion to approve the proxies?
Motion to approve proxies.
Very good. All those in favor of approving the proxies, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Proxies approved. Moving on to the approval agenda, a couple updates. Cornhole Club didn't bother showing up, so at the discretion of our...
They emailed me right.
They did right before the meeting. At the discretion of Constitution Chair, we pulled the resolution for this week. Other than that, any changes? Seeing none, going to pass it. Zach, moving on to the minutes. Everybody had a chance to look over the minutes from last week. Any issues? Seeing none, this approved unanimous consent. Moving on to open floor guests. Kai Sai, James Martins, and Isaac Renner. You guys can have the podium. We'll get the presentation pulled up for you real quick. Yes.
All right, thank you guys. We're Kai Sai. We're a fraternity, and we're looking to establish ourselves on the campus with student organization status. So here's a little information about us. We have 19 members currently with 10 different majors, 15 of which are sophomores, 4 of which are freshmen. And this is kind of our ideals. We're focused on moral, intellectual, and social values.
Okay, so these next couple slides just kind of go over like what kind of events we have. So here's like our brotherhood events. We went swimming a lot at the beginning of the semester because it was nice out, and then we went hiking at Blackwood Peak. You can go to the next one. Okay, and then we tailgate. We play intramurals, and we went to Mount Rushmore when some people from our central office came down, so we went to Mount Rushmore with them. And they thought South Dakota was a lot cooler than they would have thought. And then here's just some recruitment events we had. We went and grilled and ate burgers and hot dogs and stuff. That was cool. We built Legos and gave someone a free Lego set. And we had a Bob Ross painting night, and then we ate a bunch of ice cream. And whoever could eat the most was like the winner, I guess. That's pretty cool. Oh.
Can you go back one?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
So these are our like philanthropy and service events we've like been a part of. We did wood splitting it's like a local church in Rapid, and then the wood was donated to I don't know which like reservation, but any reservation. And then we participate in the Veterans Club chili cook-off, and then we do a highway cleanup every semester.
So these kind of highlight our future plans. We want to expand intellectual and academic values across the campus. We've already kind of been doing that. We've had a career fair prep night recently where we opened it up to anyone to come and kind of prepare themselves for the career fair. We also would like to grow within the Greek community. I think becoming a student org is one step in doing that. We cannot be on Greek council until we are part of the school, so it's kind of one step in the future. And then we also would like to continue and expand our philanthropic ventures, continuing our events, and helping out the local area a little bit more. So, thank you.
Any questions for Kai Sai?
I guess a social or professional fraternity.
Social fraternity.
How did you, what units did you use to measure if you won the ice cream contest?
So each like group was given 2 like regular sized things of ice cream, and just whoever finished it first. There was only one group who finished their ice cream. So.
Any other questions for Kai Sai?
Are you guys gonna have a house that is registered like through Reslake to the school?
We don't have information on that yet.
You gotta talk to.
Any other questions for Kai-Sai? Okay, seeing none, we'll see resolution tonight, see it get approved next week, hopefully, so. Good for coming back. All right, moving on to new business, resolution 23S-003, comic book club.
Marshall Schleich Resolution 23S-03, presented on the 8th of February 2023, originated by the Constitution Committee, presented by Senator Kessinger. Whereas adequate interest has been expressed by students wishing to form an organization, comic book club, and whereas there are currently no organizations that overlap this interest, and whereas a constitution has been constructed and reviewed for said club, and therefore be it resolved by a majority vote of the student senate and the signature of the student association president that the Constitution for Comic Book Club be approved, allowing for formal recognition.
Any questions for Senator Kessinger? All right, we'll see this one next week. Oh, is there a question? No? Okay. Moving on to resolution 23S-004, Kai-Sai.
Marshall Schleich Resolution number 23S-004, presented on the 8th of February 2023, originated by the Constitution Committee, presented by Senator Kessinger. Whereas adequate interest has been expressed by students wishing to form an organization, Kai-Sai, and whereas there are currently no organizations that overlap this interest, and whereas a constitution has been constructed and reviewed for said club, and therefore be it resolved by a majority vote of the student senate and the signature of the student association president, the Constitution for Kai-Sai be approved, allowing formal recognition.
Any questions for Senator Kessinger? Okay. Seeing none, we'll see that one next week as well. Moving on to open discussion. Anything for open discussion this week?
Tomorrow morning, I'll be testifying for SB 108, which is the bill we voted in favor of for allowing people under 21 to taste alcohol in brewing courses. Right now, we don't have anyone from any other of the SD board schools, and we voted in favor of that as Student Federation. So do you guys know anyone at SDSU or Northern or Augie that takes one of those classes? I would like a little more info on some of those courses and how that would affect minors, or like how not being 21 limits your experience in those classes. Because right now I only have like information on the classes here at mine. So if you guys could do that, that'd be great. Just text me or give me the contact info tonight.
Okay. From our discussion when we talked about this bill, I remember it being like more towards culinary classes. Did either fermentation classes get like classified as culinary classes, or what happened there?
Yeah, there's an amendment with the bill right now that cut out culinary, so we would be in favor of that as well.
Any other questions on, comments on this matter? Thanks again for being willing to step up for that, Senator Witt. Any other open discussion?
So speaking, excuse me. So speaking with the resident area today, apparently there's a slight movement to possibly have students retain their students' email indefinitely after graduation instead of looking after the 6-month cutoff. Just curious on people's thoughts for that.
Just to clarify on that, it's a kind of a push from some alumni through CARA, kind of over to President Reagan.
Would that be a burden on IT to like house those accounts and maintain them and keep them under our like Gmail domain? I don't know how that works.
The biggest burden with it that has been identified thus far has been Duo Security, that is by license. If I remember correctly, they didn't identify, Brian Schumacher didn't identify the Gmail domains as themselves as a major issue, but having to provide Duo Security for that either, okay, you don't provide Duo Security for those domains and they're susceptible for hacking and issues, especially if you have alumni that leave here and don't use those accounts, right? You got people, have some that will, some that won't. Any other questions?
A lot of them just transfer their emails though, right? Like they have like the Google transfer feature where you can just transfer emails that they want to keep, or would that like still get schooling information through like their emailing metrics, like they graduated? It's like they wanted to.
As the only one who graduated so far.
No, unfortunately, I don't have a response to that. But yeah, I had a completely different topic, I guess, point to make, or question, so.
Yeah, I guess I don't know on that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the one I do, so. I know for me, I'm gonna be just downloading all my emails. I think that just transfer it to,
That's really nice.
sarcastic.
You know, I don't, I think that we're trying to improve the brand of the university, and having more people be able to identify as South Dakota Mines alums. I could see some value of that, but that's just my take as a South Dakota Mines alum.
There was another comment brought up in executive as far as changing it from that mines prefix on the .scsnt.edu to maybe an alumni .scsnt.edu as a possible option.
DSU's done that already, so.
That was back a while ago, back in your heyday, Bryce.
I would say it's over a decade.
Sorry, Bob.
But the reason why they did that was to allow for the first employer to be able to see that EDU for that cloud that came with that DSU. But there wasn't value that they had seen 15 years ago keeping that past that period of time. But this is also the heyday when Netflix was a lot cheaper with the EDU account.
Any other comments on this matter?
Yeah, excuse me. Like the idea of doing like an alum account that's like separate, so then they don't have to pay for as much security because there wouldn't be as much access to classified info.
They would actually still have to pay
Oh, would they? Okay.
for Duo, still being on, it's all about the scsnt.edu.
That would be it. Okay.
I guess kind of how do some of the seniors gonna feel on this? Just straight to guys. Nothing, it's not really.
For me, it's
Okay.
one less thing to do, I guess, to have to worry about transferring emails, I can just keep the account, but,
I do want to be involved with like alumni relations after I graduate, but I'm also just going to give them my real email, so I don't see a real need for this.
I was gonna say I like the idea, but I also think there's like a point where like close the yearbook. Like I don't want to be like 50 with the Mines email still. I don't know.
Sure, they're going to call it find my address, not going to do a piece of mail back for like an additional 40 grand.
Any other comments on this matter? We just kind of want to start with.
I just entered college with the expectation that my email was going, my school email was no longer going to be in use after I graduated school. And just like, with the expectation I don't have to give my personal email if I want to be involved in alumni relations, so.
Any other comments on this? We'll probably just take forward some of this, all this feedback to kind of Kara and kind of talk to them on this and see what their thoughts are on the alumni side. But, okay. All right. See no other further comments. Any other open discussion?
This is sort of related to what we were just talking about. I talked at the bookstore, and because I and other seniors are concerned about their VitalSource account, and if you're able to keep all the like textbooks that you bought that you own, but it's through your school email account on VitalSource. The bookstore can't do anything, but I just encourage every senior in here to talk to their constituents and let them know that VitalSource can transfer to a different email, and you'll be able to keep all the textbooks that you own and not lose them when your school email gets deactivated.
That's a good point. That's good. Are they currently doing anything as far as a PSA on this from the bookstore?
No, it was personal interest. I just called them and asked, and that's what I was told. So I feel like a lot of people probably might
not know that, so. Okay. Maybe we can work on probably PSA for that, or see if we can get the bookstore to put something out. So when we are, bookstore. Okay. All right, yeah, I'll reach out to them real quick. Any other open discussion? Okay. Seeing none, moving on to CFO report.
Not much to report. Hopefully you guys are securing your financial futures with the career fair that just happened. So, hope that went well for everybody. And then the SOAP schedule has been sent out pending approval from the Golden DA. So, end report.
Any questions for CFO Keyson?
You said it was sent out, like.
Like I sent it to the gold email, and then President Marshall will approve it, and then that will get sent out to the student body after that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other comments for CFO Keyson? Seeing none, moving on to your report.
Yeah, not a whole lot to report on. It's been slow since shit happened, and that's okay. Mainly been just starting to work on Constitution rewrite. If there are people who are interested in helping with that, that are not on e-board, reach out. It'd be great to have more ideas, more people on it, kind of with a strategic plan as well. We'll probably find a day or time, kind of sit down and have another pizza party of sorts to maybe hash out both of those. So much to Senator Kessinger's disapproval, they're both on late tech. So might have to change the Constitution though, just because of some weird semantics. But that's about it for Senate related stuff. I also want to congratulate Senator Russ and the Vex Robotics team for placing 3 awards at their competition. So
UFP run.
Aside from that, any good work. Totally.
Lisa, congratulations to you for getting into grad school.
Yeah. Any comments and questions for Vice President Slate? All right, see none. Moving on to my report. No major updates this week. Got a little bit behind on transparency emails. I'm gonna try to get one out probably tonight, actually. Just won't include minutes from this meeting. Other than that, yeah, winding down. Can be kind of looking towards trying to get ad hocs wrapped up. So I'll probably be touching base person and just kind of see how things are going everywhere on that. So other than that, end of report. Any questions? Okay. See none. Moving on to international report. Okay. Any questions for Senator Fernandez? See none. Moving on to veteran report.
Vets are still gearing up for the outhouse race. If anybody wants to join us out there and race an outhouse, the people that run it do provide a guest outhouse. You can decorate in your own way. Teams are usually 4 to 5 people. And report.
Would we want to put together a Senate team? Because I'm already going to be out there, right? I'll provide free transportation for anyone that wants to run the Senate team. But
there is an age division. They're split up into age divisions though, so don't worry. You're not going to like be racing against old people like us, so it won't be an easy one.
All right, no interest. Fair enough.
If you have one, if you have one, I will join it.
Okay.
Like, what is the outhouse race?
Okay, so it's well, so if you want to explain it, where
what specifically do you mean?
Like, do you have to build an outhouse?
Outhouse is something that resembles a working outhouse, and then someone has to be sitting on the toilet the whole time, and your team just pulls you around. There's like a station where you get off and do a little activity, and then you just switch off the team member. You can come up with fun names, like there was a team called the Skid Marks, stuff like that. You just kind of have fun and just do it. It's one of those things that help bring more people to the event because it is a fundraising event for the Shriners for helping children with what we talked about last week with getting to facilities and stuff like that.
Is that the end report?
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking over now apparently. So graduate report. No report. Okay. Non-traditional report.
No report.
Constitution report.
I'm happy that the presentation today was so great. We are, like Vice President Schleich mentioned, we are starting edits, or I guess some additions maybe to the Constitution. So you can reach out, hopefully to him, but if for some reason not him, I guess you could reach out to me for that too. If you want to be included, I think we're going to have to schedule it on the weekend just because of the schedules that I've seen so far. So keep that in mind if you want to be part of it. But that's all I have in the report.
Any questions for Senator Kessinger? Okay. Moving on to PR.
We're gonna try to push the Hard Rocker discount program really hard these last couple of months to get some more businesses. So if you have any that you really want to see, let anyone on PR committee know. And then polos are here now. So find me after the meeting and give me your $10 and I'll give you your polo and mark that you paid. So, end of report.
Any questions for Senator Ellis? Archer?
Can you take them out?
No, but you can Venmo someone who has cash and then they can give me the cash.
Any other questions for Senator Ellis? Okay, seeing none, moving on to governmental relations.
No more.
Okay, any questions for Senator Drew? Seeing none, moving on to student affairs.
So we had a meeting with the provost yesterday to go over stuff for midterm grades. He kind of wanted us to move more towards requiring professors to put grades in throughout the semester rather than having a strict midterm grade hard deadline. In our meeting today, though, it sounds like we still kind of want to push for a midterm grade. So there's still a lot up in discussion for midterm grade policy. We're still kind of trying to figure out exactly where we want to go, especially after the meeting with the provost. He kind of was trying to steer us another way. So just figuring all that out. Hopefully we'll have more to report to you guys next week about that. Other than that, we're gonna have another Spirit Friday next week, and then we're gonna figure out how to advertise for getting people to come to the meeting on March 1st and kind of just sit in and watch a meeting. And then other than that, we want to, but before we have an open forum regarding parking and safety and security, kind of send out an email updating students on where we're at for that. And then based on responses we get from that, we can figure out how we need to structure an open forum, if it would be useful to the students, and see where we need to go for that. End of report.
Any questions for Senator Cole?
Did you get the ballroom book then? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Senator
So March 1st, people can come in to see what Senate does essentially?
Yeah, so it's been done in the past where it's kind of gonna be done through floors, like, so this floor brings the most people, they get a pizza party, kind of structured like that. So it'll be in like the ballroom, so we'll still be in like the circle kind of thing we sit in now, but hopefully have kind of seating behind so people can kind of just listen in on the meeting. Yeah.
Any other questions for Senator Ellis? Sorry, Senator Seeing none, moving on to in-camp grad opportunities.
For the SERBEC committee, this kind of relates to what we were talking about last week. We're trying to, I guess, find more of a concerted opinion on SERBEC and like the piano and everything. Personally, I am getting very, very, very mixed opinions from students, even amongst like just my constituents. So I think we're probably going to have to do like some sort of actual poll for students. So people in the SERBEC committee, I might send an email out pretty soon about that. But okay.
Any questions for Senator Wood? Okay, seeing none.
I just have a different ad hoc committee. Did we figure anything out with parking appeals committee? Do we need like a rep tomorrow?
So talking to Kathy Helgeson, I said that she can find her student reps for tomorrow, but in the future, better planning could be stated, to maybe have meetings happen. I don't know, is it monthly? I don't know. Just kind of whenever.
Yeah.
I was like, well, maybe we should have it like either be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, on a certain date at a certain time. And then she never responded after that, so hopefully she takes some of that into consideration. But I can see how that's frustrating in all parties. But yeah, so just don't worry about parking schedules tomorrow if you can make it, because she'll have her students.
Cool. Any other questions for Senator Hill? Okay, see none, any other campus or ad hoc meetings?
SAC is having a winter clothes drive in the library. I think it's every single day next week. So it's all clothes in general and then like an emphasis on winter clothes. I think they're gonna bring them downtown and the rest will go to Contact.
Okay. Any comments for Senator Khan? Okay, see none, any other campus or ad hoc meetings?
GAFAC met. Our current plan right now is to kind of divide into two different plans. One, to draft a budget that includes a gap increase that we have to determine, and one that does not have a gap increase. Senator Van Ruler reached out to the registrar's office to get past like enrollment numbers and projected future ones for the next fiscal year, so hopefully we can take that into consideration when drafting policy. So hopefully we'll have that by the time that whole GAFAC meets in March, April. Do you know to see if
To be
it'll done?
decided.
To be decided. So, yeah.
Any questions for Vice President Schultz? Okay, see none, any other campus or ad hoc meetings? Seeing none, moving on to consent business, no consent business I'm aware of. Announcements?
So there's 320 days till Christmas. Is there a person who didn't say anything?
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, it's only 320 days. Even greater than that.
I guess I probably should have brought this up in open discussion. Sorry to delay the meeting or anything. But if you guys should talk to each other about shed, because so we have like interest next year, and it's not just like we budgeted for it and then nobody goes. So do that.
Any other announcements? Any motions? Senator Bennett? Senator Alvarez? All those in favor of adjourning, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.